Hey, 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 I see that you're back for another round. Ser es un verbo. Ser is a verb. Por ser la vi. Ser o no ser. Esa es la pregunta. To be or not to be? That is the question. Here we see Hamlet holding the skull of Yorick and asking, to be or not to be? That is the question. In this presentation, we're going to see the basics of how to use this verb, to be. One might think of ser, sort of, as an equal sign. Before we begin to use the verb ser, let's go over some subject pronouns. Subject pronouns tell you who the doer or the beer, that is, not beer, but beer, is in a sentence. Let's go over them. Yo, usted, él, ella, nosotros, nosotras, ustedes, ellos, ellas. Of all of these, which one do you think you're going to use the most? Yo, exactly. You talk about yourself probably more than anyone else. So let's go ahead and learn this word yo right away. So how would you make a conversation? Because, for example, you can't play ping pong usually very well with yourself and have it be interesting. Typically, you need someone at the other end of the table. So in order to converse, you're going to need one other person. And who do you think it'll be? Usted. Exactly. Usted means you, and you're talking to somebody else. Yeah. I know. You have a Spanish grandmother who speaks Spanish, and she never says usted. Or you have a bunch of friends, and they say, dude, don't use usted. Use tú, or vos. Maybe if they're from Uruguay or Argentina or some other places that use vos. Or perhaps they're from Spain and they're talking about more than one person and they say vosotros or vosotras. Well, I'm not going to focus on these words that all mean you. I'm going to focus on usted because the point of these videos is to teach you how to speak Spanish in a professional environment. And when you're speaking to one person professionally, you use the formal form, which is usted. Learn these other ones, definitely learn them, but you're not going to learn them in this video series. Nosotras somos brujas. We are witches. Burbujas, burbujas, trabajo y problemas. Bubbles, bubbles, toil and troubles. Notice that the witches use nosotras to refer to themselves because they're wonderful ladies. Nosotras would be used in a group that you are in talking about your group. If you're going to use nosotros, that would mean that there is at least one guy in the group that you're referring to as we. Now let's look at the verb ser in its conjugated form. Conjugating means that you put the form of the verb together with the subject pronoun that it goes with. English has a very clear conjugation for the verb ser. Think about it. In English we have to be, and you would say I am, thou art, she is, he is, it is, we are, you are, they are. So notice that it goes am, art, that's old because I'm doing Shakespearean stuff here, is, are, etc. In Spanish, you have to put the correct form of the verb ser with its subject pronoun. So you look at these and you say soy, es, somos, and son. What are those? Those are the verb ser. So if you're going to say I am, you would say yo soy. You are. Usted es. She is. Ella es. He is. Él es. It is. Es. Because there's really no subject pronoun for it. You have nosotros somos, we are. Nosotras somos, we are, which I described in the previous picture. Ustedes son, you guys are. Ellos son, they are, for a masculine group or a group of ladies and gentlemen. Ellas son, and that is completely feminine and plural. You need to realize right away that in Spanish you don't have to use the subject pronouns. You don't even have to put a subject on a sentence in order to have a complete sentence. Let's take a look. Soy. Soy means exactly the same thing as yo soy. So which one do you want to use? The one that you want to use. Choose and use it. Yo soy versus soy. Let's take a look at the rest of them. S, 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 S. Hey, wait a minute. They are all the exact same word. S, 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 S. Well, that's true if the person that you're speaking to already understands your context. You don't have to put on usted, es, ella, es, él, es. You could simply leave them off if that's already understood. Take a look at the other side on the right. Somos, somos. You could leave off the nosotros or the nosotras. And finally, son, son, son. It could be ustedes son, but you could also say son, and it would mean the same thing. Ellos son, ellas son. Leave the ellos or ellas off, and you have the exact same meaning. If you'd like to say I'm not, or you aren't, or she isn't, you can do that easily by putting in the word no. Put it right before the verb. Yo no soy, I'm not. No soy also means I'm not. Usted no es, you aren't. No es could mean also you aren't. Ella no es, she isn't. Could also be rendered no es, as long as you know that we're referring to her. Él no es, no es. He isn't, he isn't. And remember that we leave off the subject pronoun for it. So, no es, it isn't, or it's not. Look on the right side. Nosotros no somos, we aren't. Could be said as no somos. Nosotras no somos. You could also say no somos. Ustedes no son. You guys aren't. You could also say no son. You guys aren't. Ellos no son. They aren't. No son. It means the exact same thing. Ellas no son. They aren't. Referring to a group of ladies. No son. They aren't. Ladies and gentlemen, in the green corner we have Los Montagu, and in the purple corner we have Los Capulet. Go ahead and make your bets. Who is going to win? Ding, bang, sping, bang, swift, thwack, bing. Ellos. So we're referring to a group of people here. And look at the very top. It says, ellos son enemigos. They are enemies. No son amigos. They're not friends. Great, great, great. So you're catching on to the verb ser, how to say I am, how to say I'm not, etc. Let's take a look at some situations in which you might use the verb ser at a workplace. Soy la asistente administrativa. I'm the administrative assistant. Notice that I used the lady's voice because this is a lady. ¿Es usted bilingüe? Are you bilingual? Mi nombre es Sarita. My name is Sarita. Mis apellidos son Jiménez Hoyos. My last names are Jiménez Hoyos. Ellos no son empleados, son clientes. They are not employees, they're clients. Nosotras somos enfermeras. We are nurses. No somos doctoras. We are not doctors. El doctor es de la República Dominicana. The doctor is from the Dominican Republic. ¿Cuál es su estado civil? Soy divorciado. What is your civil status? I'm divorced. La situación es grave. The situation is serious. Now let's look at a few short dialogues where you have a question and an answer. So at least two people are speaking back and forth. ¿A qué hora es mi cita? Es a las 9:05. At what time is my appointment? It's at 9:05. ¿Qué hora es ahora? Son las 9:15. What time is it now? It's 9:15. ¿Cómo es la médica? Ella es muy simpática. What is the doctor like? She's really nice. ¿De dónde son ustedes? Somos de Nueva York. Where are you guys from? We're from New York. ¿De quién es este teléfono? Es el mío. Whose telephone is this? It's mine. Fairly clear, huh? So you can see how to use the verb ser. Well, let me throw a monkey wrench in the whole system. Don't worry too much, I'll explain it later, but notice that there are two verbs in Spanish, and they both mean to be, and they're used in different situations. I'm just going to tell you that right now, but I'm not going to explain it. You have the verb ser, which we've just looked at, and there's another one called estar, but that's for another lesson. Hasta luego. C'est la vie. 2020.